Hey everyone, sorry to come in here so late. There's no one here yet anyway, so it's okay. Oh, nice background! I'm still trying to get mine to sort out. 1 second.
Didn't feel like putting up my sheets, so I was just like, I'll just do the Google whatever.
Works for me! I still need to go in and fix all this stuff. Oh, someone might get to see the secret Discord. Uh, now, Brandon, you better not join this Twitch stream and screw up my thing. If you're watching, that is, Brandon. I don't think anyone's watching yet, so that's good. Happy Friday, Alicia. Your little picture's gone. Bam. There we go. I think it looks like my audio is working. Can you speak for a sec?
Me? Yeah.
All right. Looks like the audio there is working too. Oh, my hair is such a mess. We got one viewer. Someone's in here. Yes. The Arslan. Hello, hello. Can you hear us? You can only really see Alicia right now. Alicia, are you on Discord?
I'm opening it up. What do you want me to have open? Blender?
Yep.
Because you said we're doing gray boxing for the.
Yeah.
Do you want me to bring in that concept art that you sent?
Yep. Do you have a preference? Which one do you like more? Oh, so I'm just still setting up the video. You just do that. I'll get my video set up here.
Yeah.
I want to use the one with. Let's see. Add a new source, and I want my Brio can. Oh, how do I? Oh, not media source. Damn it.
Sure.
Maybe it's just here somewhere.
Share screen.
Oh, good. You're in there?
Perfect.
Full screen you. All right, cubes it is. Hey guys, hey everyone, hi chat, hi chat. Today we're going to be building buildings. I'm just trying to get my video stuff set up because I'm still a learner when it comes to Twitch. I don't use it on a daily basis. There we go, that's the right one. It's got a green screen. Nice, nice, perfect. Hello everyone. I'm so large. I don't know if you're watching the Twitch stream, but a giant me just appeared.
Yeah, there we go.
Looks like I'm watching over your work. Nice. I like how you already have a character that you've been playing with.
Yeah, I just imported the base, I just untextured the Kimmy model and threw it in there, so I had scale reference just to make sure that I was at least modeling it in reference to something and not just nothing.
Which is something you have to do. We're gonna go over first the new. Oh, my hair is so big right now. It's so warm in here. We're gonna go over the character scale. We're gonna go and I'm gonna give you some stuff to make the scale proper. Starting with, you're gonna want to start with just a blank, you did just open a blank scene. So I'm gonna send you an FBX right here. It's the UE, the Unreal Engine mannequin.
Right.
And then you can use that for your scale.
Okay.
And I'm interested to see if your Unreal Engine mannequin how it matches to your character in there right now. So I want to just do this. Let's do models, characters, and I still have to organize this folder. And we got, where is it? Unreal Engine. So I think it's the first one. So right now, guys, I'm just sending her a file that it's just in the game. I know I said don't do this, but I'm the one that does it. I sent you a file in the Slack to download. Go grab that and then just do an import for us so we can see what the size is. And apparently I'm hot. So thanks, guys. That's it's worrisome. It's called Leprechaun Charm. It puts it into a weird space, like way out there somewhere, when you import it. And I'm gonna get my blender up and going too.
Oh, and the rig is all
what?
Weird.
Did it change the grid?
The rig. So
yeah.
The like armature is like
I know.
Really far away from.
It's because you're not supposed to do it this way. You're supposed to use a script that does everything for you. But we don't need that. We just need this for scale. So I just deleted everything else. I'm gonna also do the same thing. I'm making a new scene, you guys. Do we have me on here? Let's see.
So.
Oh yeah, we can get some blue static for in between us. Brandon's missing, you guys, today. He's out. Oh yeah. Oh, so you got it.
Well, I scaled it up, but
yeah. So our character is just too small.
Right. Because the standard cube in my when you add is 2 meters.
Yeah.
So for any, and there's a different person than I watched a tutorial for one time, and they were like, when I do characters, I usually I make sure they fit inside of a Blender cube.
Yeah,
because then they're about the right size scale for
1.86 meters is the average human male size, which is 5.8 feet. So that's an excellent way to do it. I went off scale because I was just building random things when we started this for the prototyping and the
right.
Literally the concept arting stage. So we have no one to blame but myself. But now we have to fix it. So yeah, scale your little guy up. And I want you to do an export of it too, so that anytime you're using it in the future, you're starting from that one.
Yeah, I'll save this. I have this I have a just empty scene with this Kimmy in as my start new model scene that I open, perfect. And then I save as different once I so I always have a master scene basically. Perfect. So I'll just save over that with this. And how tall, in comparison to this?
Let's make it the same size for now.
Same size?
Yeah. Yeah. We will let Brandon figure out character sizing when it comes to scaling in Unreal, and we're going to want our multiplayer to have different size characters, right? But that's in the online. So anyone listening, we're talking about the roadmap. We're talking about in the future, we will have an online open world version of this game that you'll get to play. But for now, we've been concentrating on the multiplayer. Maybe scale down a tiny bit. No, that's good. That looks good, yeah. That's about the same size I made the spaceman. But our our multiplayer demo right now, we've been concentrating on. We found out that we've been. I set up our scale
Ooh.
without setting anything up in the beginning. So, oh yeah, don't hit play at all.
Okay.
It screws things up for some reason.
Is there a way I can just unlink all of that?
You have to apply the modifier from the mesh to the armature, or the other way around, I think. I'm not sure. So yeah, hi everyone. Welcome to the Moonland stream. We got a little late going today. Technical difficulties and, well, we were just talking design. We've come up with a lot of new concepts. And we've been really debating about putting a poll up. Whether people want, in Moonland, what are the first things you want to do? Because once we get our battle arena finished, we're going to concentrate on one of two things. One of them being pets, and the other being ship battles. So both are going to have a pet or a ship creator, pet and ship NFTs, and also you're going to have the ability to trade them in game and not NFT them, if not mint them if you'd like. But we want to know which ones you want us to concentrate on first, because we have the design fleshed out now for both, and it's really just into the prototyping stages. But we wanted to think, we started thinking, what if we let the community decide? So after this, next week, we're going to be putting out a poll on Twitter to ask you what you think. Pets or ships? I'm going to write that down. Pets or ships coming at you. So back to Alicia. Right now she's just, you're the main screen person right now. I just loaded Blender, it's just blank. Did you leave the concept art image or did you start a new scene?
I haven't imported the concept art.
All right, I will do that too.
So I can do that.
So we're gonna both put in a plane with our concept art in it. A plane is just a regular thing. I used to use a lot in Blender the plugin that comes standard that makes it so that you can image to plane, but I got frustrated as all get up with that because you can't render them properly or play with them. They're like an empty object almost in Blender. So,
which if you're only modeling, if you're only using it as like purely reference, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But sometimes I want to, like, when I'm rendering, I want to see the two of them, and it couldn't do it.
Right.
Ah, here we go. So here, you got that in. Oh, do you know what? There's something I need to tell the concept artists. I need them to constantly be working in a power of two, not power of two, just like an even square. Because I find it so annoying. I actually go into like Photoshop and put these into a square, a 4K by 4K square, and then PNG them, so then I re-import them so they're never skewed.
Skewed? What do you mean by like on
You made a, I guess you just made a 2x3 plane though, so it doesn't get skewed.
I just used the import images.
Oh, you did? So it just did it to the right size. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to cut them out, especially with the 4-way images. I like to do cuts and then like have them split apart, so like every angle I'm looking at the right angle. We don't have any more angles of these buildings yet though.
Oh, right. So that they do them in the orthographic views, so you can. Yeah, I've modeled like that. It is very helpful to have it like flat, straight on views.
Yeah.
It's useful to have 3/4 like to make sure that it, like.
Well, I put that really big behind anything I'm making, so you always know what it's supposed to look like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which building do you want to do? Do you want to do the big one or the small one?
I will take the smaller one, I think.
All right. So that's the one on, if you're looking right now, on the right. And she's going to start modeling that. What we're doing is we're building in some of our new cities. So one of the cities is called Solar City, and that's our starting city. And that's going to be, some of these are going to be the buildings inside. Our concept artist gave us some quick sketches, so we're going to run off of those to get the block in. Once we have some block-ins done, we're not gonna. So Alicia, on this one, let's just get all the basic silhouettes good. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just bring yours and mine into the street scene that I have, where we'll place the cubes that I have in there with these, and then we'll send the concept artists another paint over or another render so that they can do a paint over.
More like detail and color and stuff.
Let me see if I can show. Yeah, okay. No, that's not. Yeah, you can see my screen now. Okay. Okay, hey guys. Everyone. We're so happy you're here. We got 7 viewers. Not that many this time, but we did start a little late. I'm sorry. But I'm going to show you. This is a block-in, how you start with a gray block for a city. Well, I don't want to show you that whole thing. Oh, I'll show you a couple cool things, you guys. Alright, so you can see my screen, I think. Hey, Twitch stream. This is the block-in. So what we usually do is we take a top-down street view. We get our concept artists to concept in a street view. And then I go in and I put a bunch of cubes in, just like the most basic of shapes, so that we can get a feeling for how the city already feels. You can see the tiny cubes here, which I'll replace with the mannequin after, are representing people, so you can get a kind of a sense of scale. We wanted the streets to feel small, but not too small, and we want you to be able to look up. So that's why we gave this shot here. You can really see the city's not going to be huge because we're on the moon and we need to stay in our gravity bubbles. But we got enough detail that people with jetpacks can fly up and really enjoy it. I don't think I've shown you these, Alicia. These were just for the concept artists to do paint overs with. But they worked out okay. But he asked, one of our concept artists said, could you give me them when you have more detail? And I said, I guess so. So I might just take over the screen here for a second. I'm sorry. Going back to Alicia, she's starting the modeling process. You guys can follow along. This is just the head of our modeling department is blocking in this city. If you're just tuning in now, as I see people are starting to roll in. And Alicia, you said you've been spending some time making screen recordings.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I have some screen recordings of me modeling some of the newest assets of the ATM machine and the stoplight that I will be giving over to Daniela this next week so that she can edit them together and maybe make like a speed build video.
Yep, that's perfect.
For everybody to watch. That'll be.
I was thinking too. You don't run your own YouTube channel, do you?
I don't know. I mean, I have one that's just with my Google account that I watch YouTube with, but I don't post anything.
We have the new Moonland YouTube channel, but I was thinking about how if each one of us had our own our own YouTube that wasn't Moonland, we could upload as marketing all of these. Like I've been recording the screen too. We can upload these to our own and link them to the Moonland one, like even upload them to... Actually, you know what? YouTube really looks down on you if you upload to 2 at the same. But then they can be linked more on social media. Like we can literally just spam the internet with as much content as possible once we're ready to release. So thank you for doing that. I think someone was asking me here. We need to add a widget apparently in Streamlabs that once we get a new follow, it pops up and does a thing. And I also learned that we're not gearing up for affiliates. We don't need to. We're just gonna do whatever we want. So that's good, but we did actually make affiliate program, so that's awesome. Let's see. I'll pull this over and show you guys what I'm looking for right now. Oh no, I guess I can't. So follows. Oh yeah, follower goal. Oh, we totally have to figure out how to, when we're all playing the game, how to add game widgets so that like when we do stuff in game, it does stuff on the stream. That'll be cool. I guess I'll figure this out later. Next time, guys, we'll have the follower credits pop in, just like we have the timer pop in. You may notice that we didn't have the timer this week because we started a little late. But don't worry, it's not going away. We'll have the timer again next week. We just had some, I guess you could call it, we are in the middle of development. We got a goal to strive for, and over this next 2 weeks, we're going to be busy. We're going to be trying our best to get as much as we can done so that we can demo it to both you, the public, and, you know, anyone else that's interested in Moonland. You'll be happy to hear that we finished the spacesuit, and by we, I mean Alicia, and it's being rigged right now. You saw it last week, but we realized that it's really, really difficult to rig something with a helmet on. I had that realization, so I decided to take it and give it back to Alicia, get her to do some changes on it, and now Brandon is in the process of rigging it again. So that'll be really cool. I can't wait till you guys can customize your space characters. And yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Okay. Let's see what's on here now. The other part that's hard sometimes with only having the 3/4 is like, it's hard to tell
how long, right?
how long, and then so this part in the front, it juts out.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't clear that it kind of juts out at first when you just look at the side to the right of it.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of looks like it's flat with that side, but then on the other side it comes out
long.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I like it's
maybe do you see the thickness, the negative space above the vent that's next to the windows? That's the darker part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
maybe on the other side it's thinner. So you
like
know, this
it's
side's
at
thick,
an angle.
it's like awkward, right? Yeah.
Right. So it's like it's like this. If I pull it back, it's like oh.
Yeah. But don't do that. Let's do those like I said before. Just use this. This is just a block-in, so try your best to make it look as good. He needs to give us the like side and straight on shots, so that we can properly do that. But for now, fuck it. We'll just do this. Oh, I'm allowed to swear, right? Yeah. We're not becoming affiliates. Did you know a couple people in the team that will go nameless are actually? Hey, you know what's funny? Maybe this is the same building, just different sides. No. It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make any sense. No, that doesn't make any sense.
Unless it's like hidden on the back side of it.
Yeah. But
where's the rest of it around the back of the one that
it's a magic building. I don't understand what the giant turbine is for at the bottom, but you know, it's okay.
Maybe it's a door? It looks like almost kind of like a big like safe bank door kind of a type. Like,
oh yeah.
Like a vault.
Yeah, okay, do it. That sounds awesome. I'm doing my 4K thing. I for anyone out there that has ever gone as indie as you could possibly try, I tried my best to find as much software out there as possible that was free. And one of the biggest and hardest ones to switch from was Photoshop. Photoshop is, well, here, I'll just pull this in front of you. Photoshop is awesome. It's been around since, let me see. Photoshop, 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 Photoshop. Oh, that was just me in the background on my Twitch stream. So 32 years. Photoshop has been around since 1990. That is wild. The reason I bring this up is because I switched all of my applications. Maya was the first to go, and I switched to Blender. And I was... Alicia, did you ever use Blender? No, I'm actually like taking over part of your screen. Did you ever use Blender pre-version 2.8?
No.
Like the 2.79, the old Blender. It was so frustrating to use. It didn't have, I don't know, it was like, it's like a programmer built it and never asked an artist what they wanted.
Right.
And all of my programmer friends loved it because it was free and fast, and I hated it. But they came out with, oh, hey, Zach, yeah, Inception. They came out with Blender 2.8, and it changed the game for me. It, hands down, that software, it's as good as any of the high-end 3D softwares, purely because of the amount of plugins and things you can do with it. And if we had a really skilled software engineer, we would just hire one of them to build us tools for Blender. Like there's so many custom tools we could have built that would integrate with Unreal. It would be awesome. And I always found the tools that integrated into any of the EA software so frustrating. And Maya hated add-ons. Like anything, unless you were building it with Mel or Python inside of Maya, any add-ons just died. But I tried switching from Photoshop to something. First, I tried GIMP, and it was the biggest nightmare of a program that I'd ever used. But then I found this one. It's called Krita, and it's free, and it's always like it's like 5 versions behind of Photoshop. But some of the things, it's really frustrating because you can't just, it doesn't use the process of saving files that you'd be used to. You export all your PNGs and JPEGs, like you save a Krita file, and then you export everything as a different file. And it's just never properly fit in. But if you guys are looking for a Photoshop alternative, hands down, Krita is by far the best I tried out there.
That's probably the best free. The one that I that's not, it's not free, but I think it's $50, just a one-time, and then it also goes on sale for like 50% off, so $25. Like every once in a while, it'll go on sale.
What's this?
It's Clip Studio Paint.
Oh,
is a really good one. And since it's not free, it is updated a lot more frequently, I think. And but it's a lot of my friends use that instead of Photoshop for like any kind of digital drawing, any kind of like anything.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I think I'm just going back to Photoshop. I use a program called instead of Lightroom, I switched to Darktable, and it is also one of those programs that it's not mainstream because it's really frustrating to use. So I just want my Photoshop and Lightroom back.
Yeah.
I did the experiment. I tried it out for a year or so. I'll probably never go back from Blender, only because it's I can't believe it's so free. Like even the PLE or whatever the game version of Maya is like $300.
Yeah, I had that for a little while before.
Yeah.
Starting this job, just for personal, because I still had some projects from my courses that I wanted to be able to still access and edit.
Yeah, of course.
At that point, but now that I don't really have a need to do any of that anymore.
Nope, you're stuck with us for now. You're the only one we're not letting go. Tell me, I wonder if anyone can see that pixel thing. You have used Blender before, but is this your first time really using it full time every day?
Yes.
How do you like it?
I really like it for modeling. I I feel like I still have a lot to learn in the ways of like, um, if I have to jump back into animating,
Yeah.
that'll probably be a learning curve in terms of, and I know that just from other friends and like other resources have said that it's just like it's a little less intuitive than Maya is for animating specifically.
Maya's evolved since they built Motion Builder. Maya's really evolved. But
Mm-hmm.
did you know we can just animate in Unreal?
Yeah, that I mean, I know that that's possible, and I know that's like I'm I haven't had a lot of experience like doing specifically animation for games that'll be like used. Like I've done animation that is like a game, like meant to be used for a game that's like um, a, a sword thrust or like and like a run cycle and like
Yeah.
but I've never had to like implement it into a game or think about how they like transition between each other.
So
or like
you don't have to think about any of that. Unreal does animation blending. So you literally just have to. We can literally just do poses, like so, kind of like how the what is it? The virtual geometry, the nanite.
Mhm.
We don't have to worry about poly counts. Uh, we do, but it's so much less than we used to, right? Like it's like now it's in the like just make it 1,000,000 polys, not make it 100,000. That's literally how we're gonna go. The virtual texturing is gonna give us the ability to basically never worry about UVs, and also it's the future of texturing for almost anything. The way I'm like I've seen a couple of videos now of people describing it as like this is movies and stuff use a lot of this method now because it just like it's way faster. It's real time, and eventually you'll get a substance painting inside Unreal ability to do like more streamlined. But the other thing is animation. Uh, Animation packs are now like all over the moon. So retargeting, you can literally take any skeleton and retarget it with the Unreal skeleton. You just drop down menus and tell them which bone equals what bone. You kind of have to have the same number of bones. So that's causing a standardization, which I really like. But the other thing that's causing is that I really want, if Brandon, hey Brandon, you're going to see this hopefully. Duck, duck, duck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, all you chat room people. We got 50 people, it says on my things. That's good. But the one big thing that we want is procedural animation. But that doesn't mean that it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen the spider procedural animations. Like, it's like machine learning animation. That's not what I mean. I mean, we give it poses for a walk cycle, and it actually does everything in between. And if you step on a rock, it'll move the foot up a tiny bit. So like the legs look a little bit more like wonky, I guess you could say. Like the characters become really like kind of like marionettes a little bit. But for Moonland, I think that that's a perfect project to prototype that out because we want things to look a little bit more wonky, and I want to be able to like knock someone's leg out, like, and they don't just play a canned animation. So with the procedural animation, is it's when it's touched, it goes into like ragdoll or procedural mode. So when you like, it does its animations between frames, but when it hits something, it changes it. Or if something collides with it, if you set it up properly, then it tries to find its own stepping. So like, if you push the leg, it'll try to find another spot that's similar to
the in between where it's like
yeah. So it gets really like weird, and I think that's what we need with all these new technologies. You can't try them out in like an NBA game or like a realistic game. You got to try them out in like a stylized game. And our gameplay for the headbutting, I really think that that's like there's no better spot to try this out. So that's the joys. You may just have to do a lot of poses, or just a couple like 4 frames, and it's gonna figure everything out because it's actually generating on the fly. Now the problem is that works really well in a single player game. I've also learned. Not so much in multiplayer. So for the beginning, I think that we're going to try our best to use a lot of the animations that are already there, or we tweak them, like give them more stride or whatever, right? And again, that there's like things in Unreal where you can literally just scale the graphs just like you can in another software, and you can just save that out as an FBX. So you can save it out as another animation. So
Okay.
we can go in and we can tweak a bunch of the animations so it's what we want. And then we can also tweak those so they're like low and high versions of what we want, so that we can blend between any numbers of those animations depending on like, say when the character is in running mode and he's been running for 10 minutes, we give him the exaggerated running mode, give him like another like a plus 2.5 speed boost, and then the crazy running, right? But it's just like exaggerated what we already did. Kind of, if you haven't played with Mixamo, Mixamo has sliders that you can play with the exaggeration and speed and stuff of the animations. I really like that process. If we ever get to the point where we are allowing the public to make assets, that's why I'm choosing these tools. Because like it's easier for people that aren't us to get up and going. That being said, I've seen people try, and it is actually quite difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's my goal. We'll see. I really hope it works. At the same time, I already know it works because it works on other projects.
Yeah.
I think
How well it integrates, like how easy it is to integrate, is sometimes the biggest question.
well, that's why we just know that like if we need to, we become masters of the standardized processes that Epic Games has given us.
Right.
And we match those, and when they the game that shall not be named, Fortnite, when they upgrade Fortnite to have better physical animations, we know that the technology exists there, right? Because we're piggybacking on the back of Epic Games' Unreal Engine. But the other thing we can do is already know how many, like, I don't know if you've ever seen the crazy Fortnite videos where it's just like so many people building crazy stuff. Like, we're going to be able to put so many people inside our cities. And that's the kind of testing I can't wait for. Well, I see one of our longtime viewers. I think the characters have low polygon. You want to, do you? Yeah, we're going to see a more realistic map very soon. Don't worry, we're just starting to build it out. Anything you see right now is prototypes just to make sure things work. If you're worried about the environment, we've already started to, let me pull up something so you can see. I'll just pull up. Open. I'm just going to save my scene and I'll be right there. I'll show you guys some of the stuff. I'm just building the city, so we need to save this asset in my models, environments, cities. First look, building 01. Or what do you call your building? Do you have a name? Have you saved your file yet?
Now that's a good thing that I should do. I will call it Building 2.
Building 2, there we go. Perfect. Building 101. Okay, I will show you guys the resolution of our characters right now. They're quite a bit higher probably than you think. So this is our character, and I'll hide that right now. So we actually, oh, this one doesn't, do I have the textures loaded? 1 second. I might not have the textures. Oh yeah. Let's just, sorry guys, the normals are just reversed. I'm just gonna reverse it. The normals and the head are reversed. I keep importing it in and the normals on the head.
Yeah, I don't know how to, like, when I try to fix it in the original scene that I have it. It like
I think
it
I figured
doesn't
out the problem.
look like it changes anything.
So the issue is actually the triangulation. So for whatever reason, when we export the FBX, because there's a gap, like a hole. So
Right.
I know that I don't think that your spacesuit has one. I've deleted the whole body, right? Because it doesn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
On yours, the new one, did you delete the body?
I didn't, but
Okay.
I only scaled the head in it, so if you delete the body, it's not like
You'll need to go delete the body.
issue.
That'll cause issues for the rigging.
Okay.
But the thing is, see the hollow chunk underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So I was building a Skydome, and I was importing it into Unreal 5, and I never had this problem with Unreal 4. But when whatever it is, the process of maybe it's Blender 3 point whatever, I don't know. I haven't looked too deep. But if I made a bottom, then it was fine. The normals matched the normals in Blender. But if I didn't make a bottom, the normals were reversed from the normals that were reversed in Blender. So like in Blender, when I turn backface culling on, it's reverse normals. But when I import the FBX, it actually builds a bottom.
Okay.
So I think that it's trying to, once it builds that bottom with triangulation, it recalculates it somehow. I think that because of nanite, Unreal might be doing some kind of process that like it makes meshes whole. And I think that's why the face keeps doing it too. For me, not for you maybe, but for me, because I have a hole underneath, but as soon as I fill that hole, it doesn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just something to think about later. Hey, let's look at these comments. Yep. Hey guys, for 3D assets, we always create all the parts and put them together later. That's the way it goes. So if you're building with a game engine, I'm just going to try to work and talk at the same time. Let me just reverse these normals really quickly. Flip. Back to there. So if you're working in a game engine, you always will have to... Oh, see, no, that looks like it reversed them. Interesting. Oh, you know what? It might be the shading mode. Yeah. Are we on alpha blend? No, we're on opaque. Let's just try clip. Something's happening to our model right now, you guys. I'm sorry. This is kind of a junk file I'm showing you. But what I was getting at was I'll go back to Alicia's screen. So what we do is we first block in the model. And if you were to go and if Alicia was to, can you show them what a bevel is? Just on the bottom corner there of the door. Just like grab an edge and run bevel on it so they can see. So the way you make things more high res is you run commands on it to subdivide after you've built out the lower polygon one, or you eventually go in and add bevels to the edges. So in CG, two edges coming close together looks wrong, but once you add a little bit of a bevel, you start to get the light bending around, and that's what gives you the imagination of higher resolution. So the thing is, you got to build things small. If she was to go in and cut in all the bevels, if we wanted to say tweak the size of things or the shape of windows, when you scale in 3D, it'll scale those bevels as well. So what you're going to get is a bunch of different looking bevels, and bevels are what makes consistency. So you don't want to high res your assets before it's too soon. If Alicia would be kind enough just to show us the concept art again too for a second. With this concept art, we're building buildings so that they can be placed in multiple areas if someone wants to do it. But in the city, in the game engine, we take and we build these in the 0, 0. So if you guys remember from math class, it's the very center, the origin. The game engine only sees objects from there. If you were to like place an object far away from the origin, when you go to move the object around in the game engine, the little doohickey, the indicator of where your movement tools are, or your scale tools, or your rotation tools, that guy, it goes way off.
Kind of be like it'll be like this. If your origin is, it'll move this guy will move in relation. Say that the armature is the origin point
Yeah.
that you exported it. It'll move it in relation to that, not in relation to the actual object itself.
And that means that like when we scale things, they won't scale from where we place them. They'll actually shift and grow. And that causes nothing but headaches. So we want to make sure everything's kept clean so that we can make these pieces separate and then we piece them together in the engine. That's why you're probably seeing that and asking those questions. The question was, are you creating what? From what I see, you are creating all the pieces and later put them together. So that answers that. That's the reason. But and the other one, I think the characters have low polygons. Let's go back to this. So right now, if we take a look and we do our view options and we turn on, what is it, this one? We turn on our info. So we're actually at, in the triangles, over 200,000. So you guys, you might not know this, but we're actually going to have to optimize this later on because 90,000 is about the level of characters now. So we're actually higher res for our prototyping. I will say, no game that I've ever worked on has optimized before they made sure things worked. So we're following that formula. We're getting things in, making it look good, and then that'll be our target that we optimize for. That's how every project from FIFA to Marvel I have worked on has done it. So what we have here is more high res than what we will finally end up with. But if you can take a look here, if you think this character is low resolution, you must only be looking at movie characters. Because right here, Alicia has given everything a bevel. Everything here has, maybe I'm wrong. The hand pad even has a bevel. Let's see. Oh, what did that happen? Oh, that's crazy. I found a crazy bug. Are you watching the Twitch stream?
Yeah, I see it.
Do you see that? That's just the hand piece, right?
Yeah.
It just explodes. I'm not sure.
I don't know why that happened. But...
That's a Blender bug. We don't need to. But if you've noticed, she's even beveled these. So I don't think that I don't need to take any offense to that thing. But our character is high res as fuck. We even got butt plates. I asked her to make butt plates, and she did. So you guys just wait until you're smashing heads in our game. And you tell us if they're high res enough for your liking. We even got foot wrinkles. I love these boots you made. These are some of my favorite because they're just so. Now, why do you think he was having problems with them? I was trying to figure this out because Brandon said he was having issues with the boots, but like I took a look, and everything's good. So
he said it was with the bolts. So I think it's because they weren't attached to the boots.
Oh yeah.
So I booleaned them and made a part
perfect.
of the boots. So
fuck yeah.
I think that they should be better now.
Perfect. What do you commenters say to that? Let's see. Someone said Koreans love games also. Fun fact, when you go to spell my name, Kieran, you actually it autocorrects to Koreans. So sometimes when I think people are saying Koreans, like my brain thinks that it's supposed to say Kieran. It's a weird like accidental glitch in my skull. What else are you commenters saying? How many pieces of the big puzzle have you made? Oh, that's a good question. I would say we are 13% making the puzzle pieces that we need for creating the open world Moonland. But I'd say if we were willing, I'd say we're 100% ready to just if we wanted to just make the headbutting game right now, would you say, Alicia, we could probably just do it? Like, we could all just spend a weekend to game jam it out, but we'd get something that was not looking good and not at the quality that we want. So we're taking our time. Our sprint is the next 2 weeks. So we've gotten everything arranged and everything's getting ready for the demo this week. And now the next 2 weeks is producing it, getting it to you guys and showing it to you. So next Friday, my goal is to show you Alicia, me, and Brandon playing a multiplayer race. It's just racing, just us in the game, but we're going to be there, and we'll be in our game. And you get to see the first multiplayer test. First in Unreal. I want to clear that. Yeah, I can't wait to destroy some of the Turkish people in our game.
Can you help me with something here?
Yeah.
With the concept art, I'm struggling with this area.
Yeah.
Where I don't, it's so, if we continue this down, it's and there's like the shadow of this sign, so it goes behind, but right in here, it looks like they're flush against each other, like this plane and this plane.
It's funny, I can't actually see your mouse on the screen.
Oh. Weird. Okay.
Oh, it moves so fast. Can you just grab a cube or something so I can see? It's really tiny on my screen.
Okay. So it's a little smaller. So this area here, it looks like you can see the shadow of this like sign casting behind it, and it goes down behind. But down here,
it's like one of those weird sketchy images where the stairs don't connect.
Like this plane and this plane look like they're flush, like against each other. So I'm just trying to figure out.
Don't make them flush. Make it flush with the how can I do this? So, do you see the dark wall with the vent that's right above the sign?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait, let me just look at your model for a second. Yours is perfect. So, the weird thing that's sticking out, go back to the concept art. So I'm thinking that's a big sign, right? That's that big thing?
Yeah.
So that I would put flush with the wall that's facing us.
Okay, so just stick the sign on it with no
and
space
just have it pop.
it.
Yeah, it just pops out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on the bottom piece, I would actually put another like on the side wall, which I'm considering the side wall, not the front, where the sign looks like it's somehow on or not. Put an extra weird flat plane that do you see how it looks like there's a cube but a flat doesn't make any sense.
On this part here?
No, the wall that's not facing us. So the other one.
These ones.
Yeah, that wall looks like it has an extra I'm gonna pull up on my screen so you can see it. Hold on, I haven't linked it yet. One moment, please. Oh, yeah, of course it's on the side. Yeah, that's really confusing. So here, you're watching the stream. Can you see my mouse? Yeah, you can. This area right here is really confusing.
Okay.
But see, I think that this is part of the back cube, like the main piece of the building. But this is actually like not a plane, but a really thin rectagon. Oh my god, rectangle on front of the building. Like, Oh, but it disappears. No. See, like, this is almost like a... Oh, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It just goes to a thin... Oh. Okay, it comes out here. Where'd my mouse go? It comes out here and then over again that way. Oh.
Wait, out.
It comes out here. This is actually the same parallel as the front walls. So, so this is a side. This is the same as this wall. This here.
What? I don't see what you're pointing at.
These two right here are the same facing. This is actually the bend. Right? Let me see yours. Sorry. Maybe I'm just saying what you already did. So zoom in on yours again. Yeah, you just combine the two of them together. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know if I should add anything there.
It'll probably be a different color when he does a different color
or
thing.
not, but okay.
Yeah. Make that whole section that pops out with the windows on this side a whole different geometry.
This side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just that, like, where it starts, just a whole another chunk that goes on. So we have more, like, areas for ambient occlusion, too, inside the gaps. Make them thicker, too. Like, I'm talking about, you know, the sign is hiding the big line, like the gap between the two sections of the building. Yeah, you got it like that. Yeah. Perfect. All right, I'm going to start this. Yeah, buildings are an interesting thing because you never really know, especially like we're never given. Let's talk about FIFA for a second here. I once worked on World Cup 10, I think 2010. Is that it? 2009, maybe it was 2010 World Cup for EA, and we were. Oh no, it must have been. Fuck, was it 2013? Huh. Anyway, we were building at the same time World Cup went to South America. We were building the World Cup, the video game, and they hadn't actually even finished designing the stadiums that they were building while we were getting the blueprints. So like, even up to the last minute, we had to like redo stuff because we didn't know what it looked like into like shipping. It was like kind of scary.
It's always stressful too.
Yeah, it's more stressful when you realize you're probably you're earning more maybe working for a games company that's building virtual stadiums than the workers making the real stadiums. Or is that like a faux pas? I'm not supposed to talk about that. It was very interesting because I went and did a 2-month stint in South America after that, and I took boats along the Amazon River, and they were like boats where you're in a boat for 4 days in a row with the same people, and they're all people that don't speak English, and you're in a hammock, and it's just like kind of weird, but also really enlightening. But you're watching. I trailed after the game I had just made, so like I had worked on a game, World Cup, and then I'd gone down to South America, and I was in every city just after World Cup had been there. So it was very like they were talking about Inception up in the chats earlier. It was very Inception-like. It was very bizarre. Also, don't go to South America if you don't know Spanish or Portuguese. Just don't. Just don't.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I know my grandma and my grandpa were in the Peace Corps and lived in.
Oh wow.
South America. I don't remember what country for a while before my mom was born.
Oh yeah.
So, and they brought back a monkey.
They brought back a monkey.
Yeah, they brought back a pet monkey.
Back when you could do that.
Yeah.
The world must have been a crazy place at one point. Like, you want a pet skunk and a pet monkey? Just go to the woods and get one.
Yeah, just bring it home.
I love these plants that grow really fast and kill all my weeds. I should plant them in my garden. Don't do that. Someone in the chat, they said, looks like a flat piece right on the corner of the wall. Yeah, I think you're talking about the sign. But yeah, it's some of our concept art has it's concept, so we're not like it's not fully fledged in. A couple of these things we asked them to build for us, or I asked them, was it's always last minute, you know, and we're just trying to get them, our concept artists, to do the best they can while they work on multiple projects and for multiple teams right now, which we're fighting to keep them all the time. But I'd say we have some of the best concept artists right now, so I'm totally happy. I could not have headhunted better concept artists, to be honest, for what we need. So you guys all better be thankful. And I don't mean you, Alicia, I mean the viewers.
Right. Yeah. No, I think they do a good job.
Yeah.
And like once we get in color sketches, those are a lot more easy for me to understand.
Me too.
Just because like with the black and white and like the way that they do the line work, I'm not saying it's bad, like it's very good. It's like creates like as art, it makes it more visually interesting that the line work is like this.
100%.
But like for like referencing while modeling, it's just sometimes it's a little ambiguous. So it's like time to use my imagination brain.
We both talked about how we've maybe worked with concept artists in the past that like to do the exciting things and not the boring things.
Yeah.
The same goes for 3D artists, right? It's more fun to do the exciting things or not to do the same thing over and over and over again. But for these guys, I've noticed that they both really love in motion work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I shared with you the sky dome that they built for me, or like the panorama of the sky. But if you take I didn't notice it at first. I thought I was stretching the stars, like the textures. I was like, oh, damn it, I keep stretching them. But then I looked at the source art, and all the stars are like in motion, which looks cool in the 2D image. But when you use it as a texture for a skybox, it looks like you're just stretching textures.
Stretches it, yeah.
And when I sent that to everyone, I was like, oh, that doesn't look that good. So there's just little things that I think we're all learning to work together.
Mm-hmm. For sure. It's always a learning curve and adjustment, making sure everybody gets in the same headspace.
And if you guys are missing anyone from last week, you guys, there's 80 people tuned in right now. Thank you all for tuning in. I love you. But if you are wondering where Brandon is, the guy that's usually right below me, he's out this week. He's visiting some family. And Daniela is off on an adventure as well. So we'll hear from both of them next week, hopefully. But to be honest, I mean, you and me, Alicia, we're the core team.
Yeah.
Only the core team shows up. Just kidding, Brandon, if you're out there, and Daniela and everyone else. We have a lot of other team. Someone who's goes unnamed is our IT guy. He has kept us running. I don't even know if I can say his name. You know, some people don't want to be on the internet, but let's call him Mr. IT guy. He's made it so that now we finally have our shared network. We don't have to share files and email anymore. Our computers are all running for the most part, right, Alicia? For the most part.
For the most part, yes.
Yes. We need more things. So yeah, it's been good. We're getting things done, but we still have a long ways to go, guys. And I'm so happy you're here with us, because if you weren't, well, I wouldn't be here either, because I'd be sad. I'd be off crying. Now, let's see. Are we looking at your building? Yeah, it's looking good. Nice shapes. Oh yeah.
What if this is just popped forward?
Yeah.
With some like bars holding it out.
Sounds good.
Like, so I don't like it just sitting flush with the building.
No, I don't either. It needs a shadow.
So
make some bracket. When you're going forward, because we're using a lot of pieces, if you're gonna make a bracket, try to design it in your head so that it can be for the other sides too.
Mm-hmm.
So that like if you're gonna make a bracket, we only need to make a bracket once.
Yeah, I mean for now, I'm just gonna toss in a cylinder just to. But once I actually like refine it, I'll make sure that it's something that can be reused.
Perfect.
For sure.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. I just really want to make sure we do that.
Yeah, I like to try to where I can. When I'm like modeling, I'm like, well, if this is something I'm making now, where else can I use it? You know, especially if it's like the accenty stuff, like the signs and
100%.
and that antenna and stuff on the stoplight. You know, we can put that anywhere. Or like, I don't know, yeah, stuff like that can always be reused or slightly adjusted and then reused.
We have only 63. Oh, we dropped in viewership. Hey, save your file. I know something that you can show them. Do you want to show them the traffic light?
I sure can. Hold on.
That can be good for next week too, right? To get caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You guys, you've been complaining. Maybe not complaining. That's a hard word. You've been complaining about how you don't think we're high enough poly. Well, let you hold on to your hats and check out these props that Alicia's been building. So, tell us what you got here.
Do this the traffic light first. So this is our traffic light. It will be hovering, like with the little, I don't know what those would be called, intergalactic, not sure, rings. But yeah, so it'll kind of dangle.
Oh, I had a good name for them. Hover. I said transponders earlier, but it's not the right word. But yeah, we'll come up with something. Yeah, so we got a little antenna on here.
I just wanna
show the concept art too again. So this was the concept art for the traffic light. You can see here it actually looks like it attaches to a pole, but we made the decision that it hovers. So if you can imagine in the Moonland city, the traffic lights, the red ones and the green ones are different, and they run into each other and fly off and zoom around all the place to do their work. And so Alicia took her artistic license after we had a conversation. She gave this thing some serious attitude. Go zooming around the back, and yeah, those guys. So we got wires, we got a grid, a little circuit board. So we got everything we're going on this little guy. And you're going to be able to jump on top of these things and ride them in the game. So imagine a traffic light is going somewhere. Maybe you don't get to hack it, but you get to, well, it's going. You can be crazy and just jump on top of it. But let's see the ATM too. Show us some of that.
Stoplight.
Thanks, Zach. Zach loves it. Zach, you're our #1 fan.
Yeah, so for sure. So here's the ATM with the little side-by-side comparison.
Can you, so right now the way you're showing it, it's right over top of the chat. Can you move it slightly to the other way? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now it's lined up. So she's been modeling some of our props from the concept art. And if you can take a look here, you can see that we're trying to get as much detail as possible. We're trying our best to get as high res as we can so that if we have to, we can optimize later. But I think with Nanite's technology and the Unreal Engine 5, a lot of these things will be stationary props that you can view and see or play with or interact with, and they'll work in the game. And zoom in on the screens. So this is a game console / ATM in the game. You'll be able to do all sorts of trading. Some of these will be located out in the middle of the moon so that if you're off battling, you can store your items. It covers numerous bases, if you know what I mean. Thanks, Alicia.
Earlier, but I couldn't save it. But yeah.
Oh yeah, and she did different chunks of it.
But yeah.
So yeah, that's what we've been working on, you guys. I want you to take a look at it all and just take it in, to know what our style is coming along, and we are 100% creating these game assets in 3D. And by next Friday, you should see us playing the first prototypes from the Unreal Engine in the game. And if lucky, you may see our internal testing of the character creator. We've taken a step back from that for now to try to get the game working the way we want it. And Alicia's been cranking out these assets. Next up, we're going to be doing the city lock-ins like she was working on. And we're going to be making sure that everything is to this quality level. So I hope that you guys like that little preview. It's 3:20. That's probably 5:20 your time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So it's getting late, you guys. I think we're going to end it early this week. We've been working a lot behind the scenes. There's a lot of stuff we can't show you yet, but we want to, and we're going to in the next 2 weeks. So please stay tuned, come back in, and just, enjoy the Moonland. You guys are the original Moonlanders, and we're so happy that we have a fan group. We got up to 80 people today, and that's more than enough to keep us going and keep us charged. Do you have any final words, Alicia?
Not anything too particular, but just, keep joining us for our streams. It's really fun to engage with the chat while I'm working on stuff. Makes me feel extra productive, like I'm doing.
It does, doesn't it?
Buddies to work with and stuff, so.
Yeah, like we're up actually in an office.
Mm-hmm.
And if shit hits the fan, Alicia will have to get you up in Canada. Let's not talk about that on the stream. Thank you for joining us, and happy moonlanding, you guys. We'll see y'all next week.